All right. Hey, gang. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. It's great to be with you guys here today. Last webinar was actually one that we had to do on Thursday, so we're back to our regular schedule here on Wednesdays. I want to say hi and give a shout out to some of our good friends out there, Arlana and Becky. Thanks for joining. I see a new name out there, Shizen. Thanks for joining Webinar Wednesday. Also, Ebony, I see a new name here. Nice for you to join us here today. And we got some international attendees here. Jeff, always great to see you in the webinar. Lindsay as well, VJ, Joseph, Terry. Great to see you guys here in Webinar Wednesday. We got a nice presentation for you guys here today. We have a few updates to share, and we're going to go a little old school here today. For a majority of the time, we're going to open up this webinar to Q&A and see if we could get to everyone's questions in this webinar. So let's dive right into it here. If this is your first time joining us here today, welcome. It's great to be with you. I'm Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by Rick and Patrick here in today's webinar. Rick is one of the support specialists here at Brilliant Directories. There's no doubt that you may have emailed with Rick or spoken to him over the phone through one of the phone training sessions. So thank you, Rick, for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super happy to be here. Jason, looking forward to this exciting new webinar.
Awesome, great. And we're also lucky to be joined by Patrick Burnell from the Directory Gurus. You guys are doing some really amazing things, helping people with their membership websites and really helping people nail down and drill down what the product is that they should be offering through their online community. So thank you, Patrick, for joining us here today as well.
It's great to be here. Thank you, Jason.
All right, I always like to mention, if you're not already a member of our Facebook group, we encourage you and invite you to join. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It will redirect you to our Facebook group, and from there you can click the join button, and it's a great place to continue the conversations in between Webinar Wednesdays. I was actually off the previous week. I was taking a short holiday with the family, and I saw some amazing discussions that were started there, and even better, there's amazing participation from the fellow group members in that Facebook group. So if you're not a member, I highly recommend you join. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, and we will see you there. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. You're part of a great tribe here of BDers, and we're always learning from each other. And what we really like to cover in the webinars are tips to really grow your online community and sharpen your marketing skills. And that could be topics from increasing your website traffic, converting your website visitors into free or paying members, finding and discovering revenue opportunities that you might have not noticed are available in the industry that you're serving. And I always like to mention one of my favorites is improving the navigation of your website, creating a really good, simple experience for visitors and potential members, and that always leads to good conversions for whatever actions you want your website visitors to take. So if you have questions on any of these topics, please save them. This is going to be a special webinar. We're going to try to get to everybody's questions, so please save your questions. We're going to try to get to everyone in this session here today. And I think we're on webinar, we're in the 60s right now, webinar 62 or 63, but in the early webinars, in webinars 40-ish, we did create a slide on a tip of the week actually on how to get off the hamster wheel. So you are always making forward progress with your business. So we wanted to make this slide a staple in all the webinars, just as a reminder for ourselves, myself, that we want to always traction and cycle through the different steps of running a business. It's not always about tinkering and designing the website. We need to do market research. We need to create marketing assets. We have to do outreach to our community. We have to drive traffic to our site. So it's always important to remember to cycle through these steps. It could be on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, but just make sure that you're always making forward progress with your online community by going through these steps and any other steps that you do to keep your business moving forward. Pat or Rick, or even actually David's on the webinar as well. Do you guys have any more insight into this slide or any tips for this specific idea here, this concept?
Yeah, I really think based on the conversation in the communities on Facebook, it's about number one. which is about really taking time to find a need and filling it, which means at the early stages, before building the site, before launching a business, speaking to the potential customers and sharing your idea with them and saying, hey, what do you think of this concept? Is this something you would pay to have resolved for you? And if it is, then going down that cycle. So I really recommend focusing on number one and making sure you are filling a need.
Awesome. Actually, yeah, I have to say number one is pretty important. It's almost like are you going to build a product that everyone wants to use or building a product that nobody needs? So doing that research and finding out what the need is, and it could be anything. If you want to serve the pet industry or the legal industry or insurance, that's fine, but you got to find out what particular problem you're going to solve in that industry, and that needs to be your mission and purpose, and that'll help guide you in your decision making and how you market your site as well.
Yeah, I just want to add real quick there, Jason, the fact that you identify a need and you grow inside one area in particular of your business will allow you to become someone in that industry, right? And then people will really look forward to becoming a part of that site, to becoming a part of that project, rather than just being another website, one of the many that are out there. So finding the need, filling that need goes a long way in creating a community, and that's definitely what builds or breaks your project, right?
Yeah, Pat, do you guys cover that in one of the segments in the Directory Gurus training?
Yeah, there's definitely a big emphasis on the entire course, and it's really the first step that even Bruce, who's running a very successful directory on the Brilliant Directories platform, he really focuses on that at the very beginning of the journey and making sure that you have a solution to a problem that there's a demand for, because there's a lot of problems and maybe you're solving a problem, but bottom line, if you're not speaking to people and asking them, is this a priority for you? Is this a challenge that's serious for you? Would this solution make you want to join this website? If I had a solution for that, would you be interested? So getting early feedback in the initial stages is so critical. I guess bottom line is don't get stuck working behind a monitor, because everybody's in their comfort zone behind a monitor. It's fun to write emails. It's fun to design a website. It's fun to write your project plans and what the goals are and what you should be doing next. But the bottom line is, if you're running a new business, you have to get on the phone. You have to get comfortable speaking to potential customers. And I would say that's the first skill set anybody should develop.
Awesome. All right, well, if you guys have questions about this later in the webinar, please save them. We'll get to them real soon. All right, we got some BD Lab updates today. Woohoo! Last webinar we had quite a few of them. I just created a short list here of 4 items that I'd like to share with you today, and I don't want to spend too much time on them, so I'll try to cycle through them relatively quickly. The first one is related to a setting for your membership levels. It's an ability to disable the public sign-up pages. So maybe you ran a promotion for a specific membership level, or it's just a private membership level you're signing up people to from the admin area, and you want to create the membership level, but you don't want the sign-up pages to be public. Basically what you could do is disable the public sign-up pages, and it's a simple setting. I'll show you where you can do that. So you want to toggle on over to, and let me just reset here. I was finishing something up here. All right, so where you want to go is, we'll start in the dashboard area. And because this is related to specific settings for membership levels, we're going to go to Manage Products. And here we have different membership levels. And I've already done it for this one. You can see this guy here, he doesn't have a sign-up page link. But let's edit this one, the diamond level. Let's actually go to the sign-up page right now. All right, so here is the public sign-up page for the diamond level. And let's edit this and actually disable the public sign-up page. So you want to edit that level and toggle on over to the pricing tab. And from here, you'll have a new option here, disable signups for this project. And then the smaller text here, the help text says, if you set this to yes, there will be no public signup pages for this product. So in this example, I'll go ahead and save those changes. And I'll just do a simple refresh of this page. And it takes you to like a 404. This page doesn't exist. So no one can attempt to sign up for this membership level. It could be an internal membership level you're signing people up to, or another thing is it could have been a membership level that was part of a promotion that you no longer offer, and maybe some members are grandfathered in, but the sign up pages have been disabled now.
I would say, Jason, that definitely the blog contributor is the one that I think of first and foremost. A lot of websites have a blog contributor, which is the admin's account to add content as the website owner.
There you go.
So that'd be a great account that you'd want to deactivate that, because you wouldn't want someone from the public seeing that membership level.
Absolutely. Actually, I think the way to dissuade people from signing up to before this feature was available, you'd make it a paid membership level and the price like something like $1 million to sign up. So that would deter people from joining. But now you don't have to do that workaround. You could just set it as a disabled membership level.
And on one of my directories that I run, I actually had a customer and I was negotiating with them, and they went back in time and started searching for all the checkouts and numbers and found the offer that I had done in the past that was cheaper than I was offering him. So like you said, ideally you shut that down, the offer's over, and no one from the public can see an offer you sent to past customers.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it just helps you regulate your levels and a bit better. So it's a nice little update there. All right, this is an addition to an existing add-on. So if you have the pinned featured posts add-on, and I'll just quickly go to our add-ons page. And let's see here, pinned featured posts. All right, so with this add-on, you can select a specific post, like a coupon or event, that will always show at the top of the search results as long as that post is part of that search result. With this extension, additional functionality, you can now set an expired date. So maybe you have someone paying you to pin their post to the top of the search results, and you want to do it for a period of 30 days or till the end of the month. You could set yourself a personal reminder to check ticket and then uncheck it as being a pinned post on that date. But this is a quality of life feature where you can just set the expiration date and the post will automatically stop showing at the top of the search results. And I'd like to show you where that is now as well. So we'll start at the dashboard again. And for this one, you want to go to Manage Posts. And I'll just go to events as an example here. So we have these events here. So you could check this box here, and now this post is now pinned to the top of the search results. So in addition to this, let's say I sold that top position for a certain amount of money or whatever, and I was just going to do it for a period of time. Again, I could set myself up a personal reminder to come and uncheck this. But what you can do now is you can set it as a featured post, and then you can select an expiration date. So for example, April 30th, this post will automatically unpin itself as a featured post from the search results. So a nice little update there for those of you who are just using posts to pin posts for a certain amount of time. Even if it's not paid, maybe you're just doing it internally and you want to have a better system for rotating posts. This is a good way to expire them without having to manually come in here and uncheck this. All right, we have two new add-ons that have recently been released. We did a demo on this one, Report This Page. I'll show you guys again how that works, but that's a new add-on that is released. If you're part of the VIP Add-ons Club, this is available on your site. You just have to follow this one step to add it to your page. We didn't want to automatically add it, the button to report the page to everyone's site. So if you just follow these steps, you can add it, the widget that for reporting the page to your sidebar or anywhere else you can place a widget around your site. So let's take a look at what that looks like in the first place. We'll just continue with this demo site example that we have. And we can go to Design Tips. And let's just click on a sample here, this article. So you can see we have this, we've placed this module here to report this page. If you need help moderating content, it just helps visitors inform you as the admin if maybe there's incorrect information, there's inappropriate content, images, or text, or there's something misleading or something your members have contributed that needs to be fixed or resolved. It's not necessarily a totally inappropriate thing. It could just be a misspelling even. So this, you can place it in your sidebar. You can really place it anywhere a widget can be placed on your site. I'll let you know what the name of this module is in a second, but when you click this button, you get this form here, report this page, and then the admin of the site is notified of the page, and then all this information of why the page is being reported. It also shows up as a form inquiry in your admin area, very similar to how the Contact Us form submissions show up in the admin as well. So let me show you how we got this module here. So you do need to have the add-on for Report This Page. And again, if you're part of the VIP Add-ons Club, this will start working on your site. So what you want to do is go to your dashboard, and generally you want to place this in your sidebar. So in this case, we've placed it in the post single page sidebar. So find the sidebar that you want to place it in. All right, and you can see we've placed it right here at the top here. We have a few modules here, but it's this one, Bootstrap Theme Module Report This Page. Let me just copy that text real quick. Let's add it to another sidebar. I'm just going to copy the name of this widget. Let's say, for example, I wanted to add it to the member profile page sidebar. And before I add it, let's actually let's go to a member's profile page and see that it's not there. So we'll go to this sample page here. Okay, great. This is a demo site we do some testing on. So there's nothing here in this sidebar. Let's add that module to this sidebar. So you go to Sidebar Manager, select the sidebar you want to edit. In this case, we're editing the member profile page, and then you want to search for your available widgets. And it's this one here, Bootstrap Theme Module Report This Post, and I'm just going to drag this to the top of the page here, and I'll save my changes. Okay, great. And if we go back to Stacy's profile, we now have that little module here to report this page, and we get this here. So it is portable. I'm just in this example, I'm placing it in the sidebars. But if you know how to kind of edit your page templates, you could, render it anywhere you really wanted to. If you're a designer and whatnot, you could put it at the top of the sidebar, the bottom. You could even place it in your footer here if you wanted to. Any insight on that, Pat or Rick? Anything that I didn't cover there?
I mean, I really like that update because oftentimes I work with customers and they say, I want to manually approve all the content that gets added for quality assurance. But the problem is if I'm a member and I added content and you're away on the weekend and it takes 3 days for it to get published, it's a poor experience on my end. So this is, to me, it's a great solution where you allow the content to get published. You use your public, just like on Facebook, just like on Twitter. You can't be expected to oversee all the content on your site as long as you could say there's an avenue for people to report it and for us to take action. So it takes away that manual task of having to manually approve all the content, logging into the admin and checking it. So I think it's a great update.
And there's one more thing. This is a text label, so as we release, new features and things, we try not to hard code the actual text here. So if you wanted to edit this from Report This Page, and we have this text, this editor here. I clicked on this like chat module here. Let me search for Report This Page. All right, here we go. So here's the tag for it. So you could say like report this post if you wanted to, and so on. And here's like, why are you reporting this page? Those are the things in the form here. These are all text labels as well. Everything in yellow can be modified further. So you do have control. Maybe you don't want to use the word report. Maybe like help us improve our site and turn it into a more positive thing, like submit a suggestion for this page, kind of like how Wikipedia does it. You can submit an edit or request an edit or something like that.
I personally like the word flag. It's neutral, I find.
Flag. All right, just for this test, let's change the terminology here. So if we wanted to change this editor is new, there we go. So change it to flag, and we're going to change this one to flag, and we'll save the changes. There we go, and let's get rid of the yellow stuff. So now it says flag this page, and the title here also says flag this page. It's a little less aggressive than report, a little lighter.
And we had somebody message in as well, so it could be suggest an edit.
Right.
So there's lots of use cases for this.
And for those of you that are designers that kind of want to edit this, this is not for the average user, but you can target this. It does have an ID class here, which is the report post module. So if you wanted to do any CSS changes to this button, you can certainly do so as well. All right, so that is now released, and you guys can start adding it to your sidebars. And another new add-on, I think we're working out a couple more kinks on this, but the phase 1 has been released. It is the bookmark counter. So you guys are all familiar with the ability for people to click and favorite a post or a member individually. We've created enhanced functionality which will allow you, which will display how many times visitors have liked or bookmarked a post or a member profile. So let me show you how this add-on works, and let's go to Design Tips. And we can see the like button here, which is fine. This is also a text label. I've seen people change the heart to one of the other available icons. Also, the text from like can be changed to bookmark. It could be, I've seen people say save this or add to favorites or any phrase that works for your industry. But the same concept is there as the user is saving or bookmarking their favorite posts. So for this to work, you do need to be logged in. So this is also a great way to get people to register as a general user on your site. So you can log in or register as a general user. So let me actually just log in as a member so I can start using this functionality. And I'll show you how the bookmark counter works right after that. So let's just log in as this sample general user. All right, so now that I'm logged in as a registered member, if I come back to the design tips, I should have the ability to unlike or like. So I can like this one, I can also like this one, and so forth. And that's fine. All I'm going to see is that it's highlighted that I've liked it and selected this. And I can also go into my member dashboard area, and I can see all the different posts that I've bookmarked. So in this case, I've bookmarked 5 design blog posts here. But that's fine for the individual. What I really like about the bookmark counter is it really shows engagement on the site and that a lot of people are using your site. So this is available for everyone. By default, it's disabled. So if you want to enable showing the count on your website, you can go to your design settings, and it's under the search results design. And it's this setting here, enable bookmark counter. And we want to set this to yes. I'll go ahead and save the changes. And I'll go back to design tips. And if you notice here, this is just the heart and the word like. So let's refresh this page. So now it says likes and 1 like. So I'm logged in as this member. Let me actually log in as an alternate member so we can change it from 1 to 2. And it'll actually show a little more of the functionality of this. And then I'll show you what you guys can do with the text labels as well. So let me just log in as another sample member here and go to design tips. Okay, so I'm logged in as a new member. This member hasn't liked anything, but he or she can see that this post has 1 like. So if I like it now it says 2 likes. So imagine if a post has 300 likes or 500 likes or really high number. It really shows that the site has a lot of activity, and it probably gets people more excited to use the site, and it also shows a lot of value for what people are favoriting on your site as well. So it's a great way to show dynamic posts on your site. And then you as the website owner, if a post does have a lot of likes, maybe you manually want to pin that post to the top of the search results, since they're probably really valuable and people are really enjoying those posts, and you can reward your members whose posts receive a lot of likes by bubbling them up to the search results, because it's obviously high value content. So you can obviously reward people who are adding good content to your site that other people are quote unquote liking.
And I got a great recommendation from one of the listeners, and that is to use the thumbs up, which is super recognized. And I had a quick look at it, and it is available. It's very easy to set up.
Let's do it. So there are a few settings with the favorites. So you can change the icon. I think by default it's a heart. I think there's a few hundred icons here. Let's do so there's 2 thumbs here. I guess this is the solid color. Let's do that one. And the active color red, let's make it a little more intense. It's a little muted right now. And the disabled color, let's make it a little darker, just so there's a little more contrast on the site, and we'll save the changes. I think Pat, there's as we add some new design settings, we're kind of clumping them into these 2 modules here, search results and additional. It might warrant a new module based on some things that are related to each other.
But yeah, I do love the thumbs up. I think, generally speaking, whenever you can leverage something that other people are used to, like a thumbs up, like it's a small detail, but there's no education. Hearts are not used on any known platform, so that was a great recommendation. I think would be very beneficial to everybody.
Yeah, another good one. Well, I have seen the heart on things like Pinterest, where you can heart.
Ah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so it just depends on the platform. I have also seen, here's another good one if you guys are looking for ideas. There is one called Bookmark, like specifically, so you can actually, it's like the bookmark that a web browser uses. So if we refresh this, so let's actually change the word likes now. Let's do the design setting thing, the text label thing I was referring to, Pat. All right, so we got our little module here. So we can see that this says likes and likes here. So there's a plural version and a singular version. So let's edit the text label. And we get our little pop up here. So the variable text for the likes one, the plural version, is bookmark counts. So let's search for likes. And here it is here. So let's call it something. Let's just call it bookmarks. Like 2 people have bookmarked this. And we'll save the changes.
And someone just asked, does BD prevent a single user from having multiple likes?
Yeah, I can only click this on or off one time. See how it goes from 2 to 1?
Yeah.
I can't keep.
Becky will like that.
Okay, great. Yeah, I can't keep increasing the number of this. Yeah, so it's really nice. It adds a little bit of it shows a little more engagement and makes the site a little more lively, in my opinion. Probably not everyone needs to use the counter. It just depends on the industry and the market you're serving and your audience. But if it does make sense on your site, I think it's a nice touch there. And of course, if you don't want it, just make sure you go back to your design settings and you can click no, and it'll go back to the regular functionality from the bookmark favorites add-on. So it'll just show you what you've liked, highlighted or not. So.
And I have a quick question from Natalie, since we're on the topic, and she's asking if I like something or pin something, by default, where do I see that information as a member of a website?
Perfect. I'll show you right now. So this is the single version without the count. It's the text label that's the singular version. And let's see what that looks like, just to give you guys some more ideas of what you can use this for. So this now says save this post. All right, so it kind of explains what you're doing as you click it. So it's obviously people can figure out with a heart or a thumbs up what they're doing. But when you're doing save this post, what you can do if you're the member, and this is a great, we always talk about reasons to email your members. You want to educate them on the features of your site. So if you have the bookmark favorites on your site, that would be a great newsletter to go out to some of your newer members or older members if you recently added this, installed the add-on on your site. You can make a short video yourself or just some instructions, or make it a blog post, company news of that this feature is now available on your site, and you can show them how to use it. And to find the posts that you've bookmarked or marked as your favorites, you can go to your member dashboard. And whatever you're calling it, in this case we're saying my bookmarks, if you toggle this open, all the different types of posts are listed here. So if I bookmarked coupons and events and property listings, they would all be segmented based on the type of posts I favorited. So I can see how many member listings I favorited. In this case, it's just these 2 test ones. And I can toggle over to the design blog articles that I favorited. And what's really nice is if you don't like it, you can delete it. And if you do like it, you can go ahead and view your favorites. And that's why you're saving them, is because you want to save your favorites.
So really good for a properties website or a coupons website, so I can reference my research.
Yeah, a property website. I've seen a lot of people use BD to kind of make like searching for property rentals or homes for sale, and definitely website visitors want to bookmark their favorites. So you want to get them registered as a general user, and you want to allow them to save their favorites. But if it's a property website, there's a lot of competition. If I know that 500 people have favorited a potential property for sale, that's going to motivate me to want to work a little faster and quicker to maybe snatch up that asset. So it can create a level of competition among the website visitors seeing those favorites and likes. All right, good stuff there. And that's it for this week's lab updates. There's a ton of small fixes that were already done behind the scenes, but these were the most notable updates. A few things coming down the line for everyone, no add-ons required. The ability to export your newsletter subscribers with one click. That's something that's come up in the Facebook group quite a few times the last month. So we're creating a button there where you can export your newsletter subscribers, people who have submitted leads to members, and other types of contact tags. We're also creating the ability to apply bulk actions when you're editing members in the admin area. So let's say you do a search in the admin for a group of members, and there's 10 pages of results, and you want to set all those people to active or inactive, or you want to change their membership level, or other various bulk actions. You'll be able to do that in the admin area in just a few clicks. And something exciting, we do have a developer in the marketplace. They've hinted to us that they are creating a booking or an appointment scheduling plugin that can integrate with brilliant directories. So I'm hoping to have them on in one of the next upcoming webinars, maybe one of the next 2 or 3 webinars, and they can demo exactly how that booking scheduler works, and it actually ties into your members' Google calendars or Hotmail calendars that they might have, and it's all integrated on your Brilliant Directories website. They don't have to leave the site for anything. I saw a small demo of it. They're doing some final finishing touches on it, but it looks really promising. And I think Pat and Rick, a lot of people, they're looking for a streamlined appointment scheduling solution, because there's lots of ways to get people to book appointments, but they want something that's streamlined and integrated seamlessly with their Brilliant Directories website. So looking forward to seeing that soon. All right, we've got a great segment for you guys today. Another topic that's been very popular in the Facebook group. I've seen it. I see it come up several times a month. Rick, today you're going to cover in Rick's Corner how to moderate member posts before they go live, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to go over the simple process that will go a very long way if you are one of those people that wants to control like the type of content that gets published through your website, Jason. So yeah, it's very easy to do. It's a very simple process. Nothing out of the ordinary, like the stuff that we usually go through. Yeah, and like you were saying, like it does come often. people are interested in getting this done and getting this taken care of. Some of the scenarios, in case you're wondering, like
Absolutely.
when does it become useful, right? So let's say, for instance, you're paying someone to publish content for your site. So you have an admin blog contributor that they basically have the basic the limit to only the limitation of only accessing your site to post the blogs, right? So you have someone hired that does that for you. You want to make sure that the content that person is delivering is actually in line with what your website is about. So you want to make sure that you revise the content before it goes out. So that's one scenario in which this becomes super useful.
Yeah, and also if you have members contributing or user-generated content, if you have staff and you want to make sure that the quality is really there and that people aren't just breaking your guidelines, like just throwing advertisements up or things that aren't really what you're looking from, for example, a member's article post or inappropriate coupons or whatever it might be. This is a great way to add another level of control for the admin owner of the site.
Yeah, 100%. That's the most common, to be honest. That's the most common reason why people want to set this up. And it's just to have a real control of what ends up published on your site, right? If you are really behind, like if you have a very specific SEO goal, for example, and you know that certain content is hurting you, then you want to avoid that by all means. If you're noticing certain patterns that don't benefit your overall website performance, that's also something that requires your attention. And this type of check, it's a good balance on your site.
I think so too. So let's. I'm going to pass over the controls to you, Rick, and if you can just guide us through the steps of what a member sees now and what they see after you enable this setting. I think that would be a good demo for us here. So I'll pass over the controls to you here. We got you here. You're in the member dashboard about to publish a blog post.
That is correct. All right, so yes, I'm logged in as a member of the website. I'm about ready to publish my blog article, and this is what we currently have. We currently have the option here at the top to publish the article, right? So you can select yes or no, which, by the way, is super common. People report to us like, hey, the articles are not showing up, and it's because they're not published. So that's something that it sometimes goes unnoticed. Nevertheless, this is what we have, and what we're going to be able to do after the simple process is just basically hiding this, setting the default value for this specific field to no. So by setting the default value to no and hiding this from the user, then they're not going to be able to choose whether or not the article gets published right away.
So every time they save the article, secretly
Correct.
will be automatically setting the published status to no.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's 100% correct. So when they save it, then the system will automatically save it as unpublished.
Right.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump to it. The first thing that you want to do is figure out which form you're going to be editing, right? So in this case, we're going to be editing the website blog articles. And so we're going to search for the form. The way to do it, it's very simple, right? Just go to the edit post settings. Here, I'm going to open that up on a new tab. And we're going to look for the website blog article feature, which is this one. And then here we have the blog article fields form. This is the one that we're going to be editing for this process. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to the form manager. Let's open that up. And now what we're going to do is simply search. We're going to search for that specific form. So as you guys know, there shouldn't be any customized forms. And then here we go. We have the feature blog articles form. So now we're going to customize that form. Okay, so customizing, basically just bringing that form here to the forms manager on your website. All right, so what we have is the form publish. This is the field that we want to edit, right? Here we currently have this set up to be a yes or no type. So we want to open up that drop down and we want to select the hidden field option. All right. So from all that list, just search for the hidden field. Once you've selected that, then the next step is to go ahead and set the default value. So to set the default value to unpublished, just simply type in a 0. So the system will identify this as the unpublished value. So meaning the customer fills out the post, it's going to be automatically saved as unpublished. So very important. Let's go ahead and save those changes here.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think as a customized form, it's just going to confirm that you want to save it to the website.
Correct. Correct. And it wouldn't save it if I hadn't changed any of the values. Okay, so let's go ahead and I believe that now we're saved here. Let's see, just clicking one more time.
Yeah, if you go, yeah, I think you should be good to go now.
Let's go ahead and close this. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the, I'm just gonna go to the, there you go. Okay, so the form has already been customized. It's showing up here as the customized form. Let me jump over here, Jason, to the blog tab that we had before. So this is the publish field that we had. Let me refresh the page. So there you go. There's no way for me as a user to select whether or not the article ends up published. All right, so this is like basically the configuration, meaning like this is it. There's no really any other modification for you to do to this particular form. The next step is to go to the backend just to make sure that you're able to identify what content has been saved on your website, right? And the content that needs to be approved at this point. So to do that, what we'll do is you'll simply navigate to the Manage Post section, which is the easiest way for you to just go over all the content that has been published through the site. What we're looking for here is the website blog articles. Let me open that up. And here we have this cool feature, which is filter by status. Now, what this does is that it allows us to select whether or not you want to see the published or the not published, right? So in this case, of course, we want to go ahead and select the not published. Those would be the ones that we need to verify first before publishing them. All right, so now once you go over the article, you verify that it indeed has all the regulations that you might want to implement on the articles. I mean, it follows all the guidelines. It has everything that you're looking for. You want to approve this, then it's super easy. You go ahead and select the article that you want to publish, and here at the bottom from this drop down, you select publish, and then you save the changes. Now automatically it will, of course, publish the article. It has already it has your green light. So that's basically the whole thing. You identify which is the article that's unpublished, you verify it, and then you switch it over. And then it's just going to show up. So if we go back to the blog articles here, real quick, Jason, let me go ahead and reload the page. Then we should have all the articles that are published show up. So let me go ahead and open that up. There you go.
Yeah, if you set that to not published status, we'll see that there's nothing there because they're all published.
Nothing.
That's great. So as now, let's say the member goes back and edits one of their posts and makes a change to it. So you've already approved it. The member still has access to edit their post. What's going to happen? Is that going to stay published, or does it get set back to an unpublished status?
It's going to be set up to unpublished, right? So whenever the customer saves the post, the system, due to the hidden field that we set with the default value of unpublished, it will automatically save the article as unpublished. Gotcha. So they can, by all means, go ahead and edit, no problem. But then you would need to verify that again, right?
Gotcha. I have an idea. If you're going to be utilizing this, scroll down and save the changes here, because there is a message here. It says, see that message, website blog article saved. You could change that text label, as we've been talking about text label. You could say website blog article saved and under review. or something to let them know that it's being moderated. So that's probably a good place if you wanted to just put an indicator that the changes were saved successfully and the article is now under the moderation of the website. And then another thing to do that I would recommend is, let's say you do publish somebody's posts. If you wanted to take it a step further, if you're doing dozens of posts a day, you might not need to do this. But if you go back to the admin area, you could set up an email template to email the member, notifying them that their article has manually been approved. So you can set it to the published status and then manually send them an email. It just takes an extra 2 clicks that their post has been published.
That really would go a very long way for sure. Like those type of things builds a very nice relationship. It encourages the people to continue to contribute to your site, which is always very useful. And it does, again, build up hopefully long-lasting relationships, which is what you really want to do here. Awesome. So yeah, it's super easy, as you could see. Just a matter of setting up the form, making sure that it has the right default value, and then you'll be set. And then this type of requirement, making sure that you go over the content, keeps a very healthy website. So thank you very much.
All right. Thanks a lot, Rick. Great topic there.
No problem.
And just a side note, everyone, in the Brilliant Directories blog, all the segments that we have, and let me just go there with you here, they can be found in our blog. And if you scroll down here, we do have a search by category, and the directory website tips, those would be the tips of the week that we cover in the various webinars. Some of the case studies, the showcase websites are there as well if you want to review what we've covered there. And the popular how-tos, those are where the Rick's Corner and the Coach's Corner segments are published. So if you wanted to ever watch any replays, we invite you to come on over to our blog here. I'll even send a link specifically to the popular how-tos. And if you guys have free time, you can watch some of these replays here at your own convenience. All right, great. So in the spirit of the original Webinar Wednesdays from a few years ago, we'd like to just open it up to some questions and answers. If you have any how-to questions about your site, maybe you're trying to make small modifications, or you're looking for tips to improve your site's marketing, and we'll field a few questions. Hopefully we can get to everyone here today. And we'll see if we can provide some assistance for you guys.
So here we have Lindsay. Lindsay has a few questions today. She has a site for UK members, but every day she gets businesses from around the world, especially from the US, and they get signed up. She wants to get rid of all the free listings. So I guess that basically the question is, how do I restrict people from different places from registering on my site?
So anytime a site has free signups, and signing up free is fine, but you open yourself up to just people wanting to join your site with just because they see a free sign up. We see it actually a lot in the Facebook group. A lot they're saying, I'm getting a lot of unrelated members joining my site. There are SEO companies out there whose job it is to get their clients listed on free websites, sites that are ranking well and getting backlinks. A few things you can do. One thing from a technical standpoint is this. If you have free members, under the Manage Products section, and I'll get into a couple more strategies, if you're offering free listings and you're letting them add their website links, mainly they're looking for links back to their website. So a couple things you can do under the additional settings is don't allow, it's actually the first option here, the show website link, set it to no. You can really dial down the available public information on the free listing. So that's the first thing you can do. If you are allowing website links and social media links, and this is the technical standpoint, from the search visibility tab, it might, if the person who's spending time adding all these listings is adding no follow, set this to yes. It's under the search visibility tab. Add no follow to member web links. Adding no follow basically is telling Google, I'm not giving any credit or value to this external link on my website. So if it's a savvy enough company that's trying to list all these, take advantage of your free listing sign up through your site, if they notice that all the website links are no follow, again, it's a small deterrence that they're not going to waste their time joining the free memberships on your site. So those are just two technical things you can do. If you wanted to take it a step further, we always talk about the $1 sign up, the one-time payment. Instead of free signups, and again, if you're getting a lot of like erroneous free signups from your site, I like the idea of maybe changing it from a paid account, from a free account to a paid account. And we do have this nice feature here, one-time setup fee. So just set the monthly and all the recurring stuff to 0 and just do $1 sign up. And that'll mean that anyone who's slightly interested in joining your site would probably pay $1 to sign up, and that'll probably solve the problem that you're having of the free signups, free people joining your site. The next thing you can do, if you wanted to take it a step further, is moderate all the free signups. And with that, we've talked about it in previous webinars. Basically, when a free member signs up, they get that welcome email, and they have to click the link in that welcome email to verify their email address and to set their account to public. If you remove that link in the welcome email, then they don't have a way to activate their account. So while they may be signing up to your site, none of the profiles will go public on their own. You'll need to manually change the valid accounts from inactive to active. So a little bit more work on your end, but you can definitely make sure that you're activating qualified members. And again, it will deter them from continuing to try and sign up to your site. In addition, one step further, if you are doing the $1 sign up route, we do have this neat setting here. It's country settings. And what you can do is people need to put their billing information with their billing credit card address on the site. So if you wanted to take it a step further, I don't necessarily recommend doing this, but you can choose to set which countries are available when people are entering their billing information. So what you could do is set them all to not active, and then search for example, United Kingdom, and you could set this one to active. Effectively, then the only country to select for your billing address would be the United Kingdom. The only thing that I'm thinking for that is your billing address might be Canada or United States, even though you might be a valid business in the United Kingdom. So you might be alienating some people that could be valid and qualified signups. But this is just another deterrent, is changing the country settings. And this is, again, on the billing information that people enter on the checkout pages. So you're really going to be making sure that people from your country are joining. So that's another option for you there as well. Okay, hope that answered that question.
Yeah, that was great. That was quite the answer. Thank you very much.
I mean, there. Look, you can really lock down your site if you wanted to. You can go as granular as really only allowing certain IPs to view your site, and et cetera. But if you're doing a little bit, it's a balance of moderation and a balance of kind of letting some people get through at the same time. So you don't want to put too much red tape up, but you want to put a few things, a few deterrents or a few places where you can moderate the potential members signing up. I think don't see any more hands up. All right, well, Rick, Pat, great webinar today. Rick's Corner was awesome. How to moderate posts. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. If we didn't get to your question or you think of a question afterwards, feel free to join the group and start a discussion there. On behalf of myself, Rick, Patrick, and actually David, who is here shortly behind the scenes, we want to wish you a productive week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks in the next webinar Wednesday. Have a brilliant week, everyone, and catch you soon.